Listen, we need an attack dog, not a cat bath. He was giving him a cat bath up there, and we ought to be pointing out the hypocrisy, Greg. The fact that these Democrats are trying to hold the former president to a standard that they themselves cannot live by. That should have been the forceful defense of the president. Instead, we got this very kind of aw shucks approach that I don't think played well in the well of the Senate or throughout America.
Well, we've seen you be very, very aggressive. We know you wouldn't have done that. Unfortunately, the rules don't allow it, but you're still confident he will be not convicted.
Oh, yeah. He's not going to be convicted. There's not going to be some action against Trump here. This is all about the Democrats having to obsess over Trump because they don't really have an agenda to help regular Americans.
And censure and possibly keeping him out of office in 2024. Is that a pipe dream the Democrats have?
I do think they're scared of him, Greg. I think that the animating factor here is also a fear that Donald Trump will come back stronger than ever before, and that's why they're doing it.
I thought everything was supposed to go back to normal, they told us. Our precious norms would be restored as soon as Donald Trump left. Well, things seem weirder than ever.
Normal for them is a deranged focus on Donald Trump. This is their normal.
All right, so listen, you've been going out to Wyoming quite a bit, I believe. There is one member of the House, Liz Cheney, who represents. She, of course, was in favor of impeachment. I believe she still has a leadership role in the House of Representatives. You obviously don't like that. A lot of folks don't like that. What's the latest?
Well, Wyoming will have to do what Washington could not, and that means removing Liz Cheney. You see, in the 8 square miles of Washington, D.C., in the swamp, Liz Cheney is on her home turf. And it's true that 2/3 of the Republicans in Congress backed Liz Cheney as our continuing spokesperson. And what did she do right after that vote? She went out on the Sunday shows. She attacked Donald Trump. She said that he won't have a role in our party moving forward. And that is just deflating to the people who actually give energy to our movement and who will be the folks we rely on to win elections going forward. So I don't believe Liz Cheney should be in our leadership. She certainly does not speak for me, but it should trouble all Americans that actually inside the Republican caucus of the House of Representatives, Liz Cheney is quite popular.
Finally, if Donald Trump is able to come back, I would like to see him govern a bit differently in terms of personnel. A lot of us have been frustrated by some of the establishment figures that he relied on. We won't name names. You probably know a little bit of who I'm talking about. But he kind of went to the usual suspects in staffing the White House. You think he's learned a lot since and regrets that and would do things differently?
Well, the beauty of a second Trump term would be the knowledge the president has acquired regarding who's really with him. Because, this is a guy who came in from New York, who wasn't a creature of the swamp. And just like the alligators in Florida, the swamp creatures in Washington, D.C. have spent millennia adapting and adjusting to their environment. And there was a lot of the Trump agenda that we saw through the vision of the president, but the bureaucracy didn't always bend to his will. Even though that was the case, this is a guy who built, hundreds of miles of wall. He created a total rapprochement in the Middle East. He reignited the American economy, reset our trade deals. But I think he could do even more if that advice you just gave is followed and we have an even more America first focus on the personnel side of the government.
What were you like in high school? Were you on the student council and stuff like that? Did you always see yourself in politics?
I was the captain of the debate team in high school. I know that'll shock you. And I know what you're thinking. All the girls wanted to go to homecoming with the captain of the debate team, right?
Well, I don't know. What'd you look like back then?
You know what? I'm told I get better looking by the day, but that's only by my fiance.
Your fiance? Yeah. Can you tell us real quick when's the date?
Listen, it's true MAGA love. I met her at Mar-a-Lago, proposed at Mar-a-Lago, and we're going to get married in 2022.
Fabulous. What's her name?
Ginger.
Congratulations. Our best to Ginger. Anything in your immediate future or other than the marriage that we should know about?
I think that the fight in Washington is going to be a very dirty one. You see the Democrats right now doing everything they can to centralize power. And what I worry about, Greg, is if we allow that to happen, it'll be ever the more difficult to have clean elections and to ensure that candidates with the populist energy that brought victory to our president will be available to ensure the best days would still be ahead for America.
Congressman Matt Gaetz, Republican of Florida. Thank you.
All right, my man.
COVID handshake. We'll be right